Mario. I'll be the dietitian meeting with you today.
Hello, I'm Martha.
Hi, Martha. So, as far as I know, this is your first appointment since you moved into our facility a few months ago. Can you tell me a little bit more about, how everything's going with you?
Well, things have been going pretty well, I suppose. I moved in about 2 months ago. Um, well, I like to watch movies in the recreation room and play bingo down in the dining room after meals. I've been making new friends there, but I don't get out of my room much other than that. It's hard for me to get around.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned you play bingo in the dining room area, but you are having some issues moving, or having any kind of physical activity. When you eat, what type of meals do you eat there?
Well, I usually have some lunch and breakfast too. And I guess I make it down for dinner too with my walker. That's
Okay.
how I get around mostly.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit more about how many times you usually eat there during the day?
Just for the main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay. Alrighty, and I know you've made some friends, so that's good. What's a typical meal like during those times?
Well, for breakfast, I usually have 2 slices of toast. I like to have it with butter and sometimes some jelly. And I like to have some tea and sugar or juice. I like my juice.
Okay. Alrighty. So what about during lunch? What do you have for lunch?
Lunch, let's see. I like to have some chicken or maybe some other meat, whatever they're serving. Mashed potatoes or rice, vegetables, and cookies.
Okay. Alrighty. So what about dinner?
Dinner, I like to have an entree with some mashed potatoes or rice, unless the entree has noodles. And then some vegetables and cake.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're eating very well. Now, between those three meals that you're having in the dining room area, do you have any snacks in between?
Yeah, usually when my family or my niece come to visit me, they usually like to bring me lots of snacks.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, your family's visiting. They're bringing you things you probably like, right? What kinds of things do they bring you?
Well, they like to bring me some bananas, some sweet rolls, chocolate, and candy.
Okay, alrighty. And when you eat those foods, do you ever feel like you have any problems chewing or eating?
Oh no, not at all. At least not yet anyway. You never know at this old age. Teeth today, toothless tomorrow. But I'm lucky, I still have my own teeth.
Okay, well, that's good. Um, Great. Well, about how much do you usually say you're eating from what is served? Maybe are you eating the full amounts of food that you're eating during breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Well, usually I eat most of it, but the vegetables, sometimes I eat only half of them because I don't really like them. Or, yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you enjoy most of the food. Um, does that sound about right?
Well, it's no enchilada casserole, and I'd rather be cooking for myself, but it's not too bad, I suppose.
Okay. And do you typically drink anything with those meals? I know you mentioned some drinks, juice or sweet tea, I think, during breakfast.
I sure do love my iced tea, and sometimes I'll have coffee or juice sometimes, but mostly tea.
Okay. And how much do you estimate you're drinking during those times? I mean, are you having like a glass of iced tea every time you're eating, or?
Not really. Usually I have about a half a glass of juice for breakfast and half a glass of iced tea for lunch, and that's about it until dinner. I have another glass of iced tea.
Okay. All Alrighty, well that's not bad. I mean, you are having a lot of iced tea. Sounds like you really like it. So, based on what you have told me about your current intake, it seems like you might not be consuming enough, maybe fruits and vegetables. And from what I hear on your current recall of meals that you eat during the day, you probably aren't consuming enough dairy, and possibly different kinds of foods besides iced tea.
I do love my iced teas, but I mean, it should be healthy, right? They're feeding it to us here.
Okay. Not necessarily. It all depends on everyone's different nutrient needs. It's important to understand that as people age, those nutrient needs change for everyone. So, consuming the adequate and nutrient-rich diets is really important.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and one more thing, it's also important to maintain adequate fluid or water intake to keep you hydrated and prevent unwanted weight loss or side effects.
Wait, so I can't drink my iced tea anymore?
Well, you can certainly keep drinking your iced teas, but just keep in mind that it's also important to get enough of other fluids such as water throughout the day. Consuming too many sugary beverages can create excess inflammation or other problems like stress on the body that you probably don't want. How do you feel about maybe adding a few glasses of water to your day?
Yeah, I think I can do that. I have a pitcher at home that I can fill up with some water and try to drink it throughout the day.
Okay, great. Well, let's at least try. Let's start with 1 glass of water before and after each meal, and then see how that goes. They can be small glasses of water.
Okay. Well, and what am I supposed to be doing with all this food that they're serving me now?
Well, adequate diets are also helpful in preventing the onset of many physiological deficits, usually associated with aging, such as osteoporosis or loss of lean body mass and malnutrition.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. What's osteoporosis?
Well, that has to do with your bones. So it's usually caused by, when you're deficient in many nutrients like calcium or, other nutrients like that. But if you're interested, I do have some handouts and pictures of, various fruits and vegetables and dairy items or sources that you could include into your diet. If you want to take a look at that.
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay. So what do you think about maybe including some of those foods into your diet?
Well, I mean, it all sounds pretty great, but is the kitchen really willing to make all of this just for me?
Well, we can definitely ask and see if they're willing to adjust a little bit. If not, there's always other options, and there's also many programs out in the community that help to provide adults with supplemental meals and groceries.
Oh, yeah, they can get me my enchiladas, but I can't really drive anywhere. It's pretty hard for me to get around.
Okay, well that's no issue. I mean, we can always find some way to get you some food, proper nutrition. Programs like Meals on Wheels or Store to Door, and even senior nutrition programs are designed to help deliver the food right to your door.
Wow, they've just pretty much come up with everything these days, it sounds like.
Yeah, and if you're interested, I can look into setting up a meeting with a coordinator. Maybe to arrange for one of these services to help provide the meals you're needing. And I have some pamphlets here, so you can learn more about the programs that are available. How does that sound?
Yeah, I would actually like that a lot, get some different foods other than what they're serving me.
Okay, great. So we'll get working on that. But so far, we have discussed adding a few glasses of water to your day and considering adding some fruits, vegetables, and dairy into your diet. Does this sound about right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of information today, and I might forget some of it, honestly.
Yeah, well, we can always check back in 2 weeks. But I can understand that it is a lot to take in. Feel free to take some of these handouts that I did give you and look them over. And if you have any questions, you can call me down to my office, or, we'll be seeing you shortly. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I should be able to remember some of it with these handouts. So that sounds good. Thanks for your help today.
Alrighty, Miss Martha, you have a good day.
You too, thank you.